Well, it's Linda, okay? Linda is very, as far as I can tell, I think Linda is very analytic. And the way she got introduced, she doesn't seem like she's a very empathic. Lol.
Cool statue.
There's a hammer missing.
Missing a piece, though.
Yeah, the hammer is missing. I mean, she was against stealing back in the day, though, so still nice. I mean, that's...
Wow. Powerful resemblance in Augustine's family. That or Augustine loves cosplay.
Oh.
Whoa.
Quite a piece. Look at the metalwork.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. What's this? The face of evil.
Sensationalist trash. Sam Green took down Frank Stone. I could write a better book than this.
The Face of Evil, the true story of Frank Stone, told by the man who stopped him, Sheriff Lloyd Kusich. Lloyd Kusich doesn't like the title hero. In Fall 63, Kusich was the local sheriff of Cedar Hills, a sleepy Oregon steel town. Just a regular blue-collar Joe doing his darndest to make life a little safer for the folks who put their trust in him. I hate this. I already hate this text. But Cedar Hills was hiding a silent menace, a merciless monster preying on the unsuspecting citizens Kusich had sworn to protect. When the bodies started piling up, the only thing left was for an everyday hero to step up. This is the true account of how Cedar Hills' first and only serial killer was brought to justice, told firsthand by the man who dared look evil in the eye and pull the trigger. Okay then, Lloyd. That fateful night, I had sent one of my deputies over to check in on things. Not my first choice, the Flatfoot was from out of state and a little green for my liking. But all he had to do was hold the line and report back on anything suspicious. But when Tommy called, I knew this was it. Stranding before the furnace, I thought I'd stepped into the fiery depths of hell itself. And there was Stone standing on that platform like a twisted gargoyle, a tiny bundle of innocence held in his death grip. I'm not afraid to admit I was scared. I had only a moment to act before all was lost, so I drew my gun, took a deep breath, and made a silent prayer that my aim would strike true. That sounds very like it's the report, the report Sam gave after he was rescued. Very much. Stone's corpse wasn't even cold before a whole bunch of out-of-towners descended on Cedar Hills trying to grab their piece of the action. Lawyers, reporters, rubberneckers, you name it. More than a few weren't satisfied with what they found. They wanted to make a conspiracy out of it. Said he must have had an accomplice to do what he did. Me? I don't buy it. Never have. That's because I know firsthand that he acted alone. Saw it with my own eyes. So to all those who claim otherwise, I say this. One monster was enough for Cedar Hills. Alright, sure. Sure.
Yeah? And what would you do if it was you here instead of me? No way. You'd be climbing the walls looking for a way out.
Looks like it opens with a key.
Not in a million years. No way.
Hey. Another toolbox. Can we talk to you, Linda? Yeah, Maddie.
You sure would get a kick out of this place. And then you'd probably kick me out of this place and keep it all to yourself.
Who are you talking to?
No, I wasn't.
I could hear you.
I was talking to my mom. To Bonnie. I've just felt so, like, empty since she died. Like I'm sleepwalking through a nightmare and I just can't seem to wake up.
It never gets easier when you lose someone. But it does become less suffocating.
I hope so, 'cause sometimes I just feel like I'm going crazy. Like, she really is out there, guiding me, trying to tell me something. That's why I came here. It felt like that's what she wanted me to do. I know you said it had been a really long time, but can you tell me anything about her from when you knew her?
Gosh. Well, she was the most intimidating girl I've ever met. Even after I got to know her. She did everything she wanted to do, and nobody could stop her.
And that sounds like Mom. Any good stories?
For you, Panda.
Yeah. Yeah, there is something I've been thinking about. I've never told anyone else. It was a long time ago. We were just kids, making a movie. Jaime, Chris, and me. Everything's still so fuzzy about what happened, but there's one thing that always just stuck in my mind. Clear as a bell. That night, we were on our way home from picking up a new camera. We were driving past the Rivera's house. The garage door was wide open, full of light. And the craziest fucking sound you ever heard was just tearing out of there in every direction. And right in the middle of it all was Bonnie. I don't think I've ever seen anyone so completely in tune with themselves. The only thing that mattered was that moment. Nothing else. That was your mom.
Thank you.
Hey guys. Look.
What? I don't see anything.
Ah! There! Right there!
Oh my God, there's someone out there!
Okay, there's another option now.
I have a feeling Augustine expected something like this might happen. She's got this place wired with enough cameras she could catch a mouse.
Good security probably means we're pretty safe. Right, so... Do you think we should find Augustine? Give her a heads up?
Even if you wanted to tell her, good luck finding her.
She said she was going to her private reliquary. That's a place for artifacts, right?
There's artifacts all over the place.
Right. So, if you were gonna have a private place for extra special, extra valuable artifacts, maybe you'd put them behind a door like that.
You've got a point.
Can't we just knock?
I doubt anything can get through that, including sound.
Which means it might be the safest place to be, whether Augustine's in there or not.
Okay.
That Frankie boy. Is that our little Frankie boy?
What's taking them so long? I thought we were gonna have a production meeting before we shoot. Van's already all loaded up.
I wouldn't
an article that said girls don't like it when guys get all twisted up about their punctuality. They find it controlling.
What? Why did you need an article to tell you that?
I just thought you might find that information useful.
I'm not trying to control Chris. Just got a lot to do.
Uh-huh.
Hey, right on time!
Time to get cooking.
What was that kiss?
What?
Nothing. Just trying to keep a low profile. Bonnie snooping around.
All right. Is everybody ready to get this production meeting started? We got a big night ahead of us. Guys, I gotta tell you, my mind's going like a million miles an hour right now. Did you know you can get like every newspaper article ever written at the library? It's insane. It's all right there.
No, tell me more.
I've spent like all day looking up every single thing I could find about Frank Stone.
They are a
Mill,
weird
the
couple.
murders.
They don't
We
belong
are sitting
together.
on a
Also,
freaking
welcome in,
gold
Jules.
mine
How you
here.
doing?
Sounds like a productive day.
And yes, I had some help from my assistant.
I aim to please.
Oh, that reminds me. Now that you are an official member of the team, gotta wear the team jersey.
Wow. This is... this is amazing. I'm honored.
You wanna wear the stripes? You gotta earn the rights.
I promise I'll be the best ancillary producer you've ever seen.
Production assistant.
Yeah, totally.
Feast your eyes.
Whoa. Wait, where's Sheriff Green?
Yeah, so Dad's never exactly been stoked about that.
But I thought he got the guy.
Yeah. And Sheriff Kushik took all the credit. People around here knew what was up, but
Let me see that.
This one's a 10-year retrospective. They go into all sorts of grisly details left out of the press the first time around.
and Dad got a little more credit too.
This is big deal stuff. We're making our movie in the very same spot it went down. Can't beat that.
Doing good, just lagging while doing chores. Fair, as always. I'm good, I'm fine, thank you. I'm doing good. How are you finding it so far? Welcome in June. I like it. I really, really love all the Easter eggs. There are so many DBD Easter eggs. That's amazing. The story is fine. It's not amazing so far, but it's good. It's enjoyable. But yeah. So I think you can I think from what I know from like the Quarry and the Dark Pictures games, like the story is predictably mid, but with the Easter eggs and with all the lore, it's a good game, and that's fine for me. Like I didn't really play the Quarry or the Dark Pictures. I just watched them. And I wouldn't have played this game either if it wasn't for the connection to DBD. But the connection to DBD makes it fun for me, so yeah, I'm enjoying myself really.
Stone's victims were real people. This was a real person.
Yeah? So?
I don't know. It's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to look at their picture.
And this is suddenly now a problem for you?
It's not a problem. It's just a little weird.
You were just like super gung-ho when I got here. What gives, man?
Nothing.
Don't be a
I just
bitch.
don't like exploit any of the victims or whatever.
We're not gonna exploit Stone's victims. I'm just trying to maximize the potential of our main location. That's how you make a good movie.
You've heard it gets really good later on, but takes a bit longer to get it going than most of the others mentioned. That most of those others. you mentioned? I don't understand the second part, but yeah, it's a bit slow. It's a bit of a slow start, which is like fine. You have a lot of Easter eggs in the start as well, and it is like it's not a bad story. Like it's not like I'm just playing for the Easter eggs, and be like, okay, playing this is actually a chore. No, it's enjoyable, but like it's not a banger story so far. Oh yeah, I got that. You don't like this guy of games? You don't like this guy of games, sure, Panda. No, to be, I'm not a big horror fan because I'm just not that easily scared usually. And yeah. And usually, like, again, with like Dark Pictures and Quarry, that stories are usually okay, good-ish, but not great. So yeah. Blame the German keyboard? Yeah. Alright, there we go.
I think you're missing the point. It's not about the mill.
So what's the big deal?
You don't think you're like a little too excited about everything that happened there?
Jaime, if it bothers you so much, you can always stay home.
The bitch.
Chris.
He's kinda number one on the call sheet.
What does that mean?
He's the main actor. We can't shoot without him.
Yeah, I know. I was just kidding, obviously.
Obviously.
Robert and I are gonna look for any more locations in the
bitch.
mill connected to stone where we can shoot. And I'm gonna go make this thing. Any way I have to.
Yep. I can understand that. Alright, no more edits, let's go film. What was that?
I can't believe Mom's finally getting out.
There is good light
Can't wait.
inside to film this shot.
Why don't you start with these?
So we're looking for Frank Stone references.
We're looking for anything referencing specific locations in the mill that could be associated with Frank Stone.
The mill's a pretty huge place.
That's why I'm sure there's gotta be something we haven't found yet.
Definitely possible.
We'll find it.
Jaime, llamaron hospital. Mamá en casa el domingo. What? Will
Here,
he?
look at
Won't
this.
he? Nah, he's dead.
Mill
big time.
projections dire
Okay,
for
cool.
fall season.
It mentions Frank?
No, but it goes into the mindset of the workers. People were depressed. There were suicides.
At the mill?
Not at the mill, but like people who worked there or got laid off.
Damn.
This was a year or two before the murders started.
Does not sound like a fun place to spend a 12-hour shift.
There are a couple articles like this. The mill was in serious decline.
But if it doesn't mention Frank,
I don't know. It's all related to him, to the way he was, or why he did what he did, or something.
that's your expert opinion?
It's just a hunch.
You do like the characters in this way more than most of the characters in similar games. Like everyone in the Quarry was an asshole. Yeah, the Quarry characters really
I pulled some of these today too.
What's that?
made me
Obituaries.
uneasy.
Around the time of the murders. And a little before.
like with how
Good thinking.
stupid and dumb they were. Oracle of the Universe, Guri Connor Barnham. Do you feel trapped? Are you living your life or merely surviving it? Does the universe satisfy you? Or are you left seeking a deeper truth beyond this reality? By harnessing the deep knowledge within this book, gleaned by Guru Barnum, from his studies of those tribes closest to enlightenment, you too can assimilate the wisdom of the ancients' design and emerge from the cocoon of ignorance to soar on wings of cosmic bliss like a butterfly of enlightenment. Omniverse even. Omniverse. It was through my own practices, learned from my journeys through the American interior, that I successfully elevated my consciousness to the point I was able to visualize another Cedar Hills, one beyond the veil of our reality. This little town seemed so very much like my own, yet so fascinatingly different in countless subtle ways. To give one example, the Callan family still owned the drugstore, but the manager behind the counter was none other than young George, the son who died so tragically some years ago. Here he was, in healthy middle age, a season of life I knew he had never reached. This sounds like a self-help book written by the entity. The answer is to get hooked. I drew
Far out.
I drew two conclusions from my meditative voyage. One, that every journey through life offers almost incalculable variation. And while we may each have only finite possibilities on our own journeys, there may be other journeys taken by mirror versions of ourselves that visit all destinations. 2. The different planes of reality, welcome into D&D, are not so much separate rivers running in parallel as they are interconnected tributaries flowing to a single vast ocean of experience and possibility. To explore this idea further, we must consider somewhat. No one knows.